Life can be chaotic. If you're running a retail business, don't let disorganized order fulfillment add to the chaos. Use ShipStation instead. With ShipStation, you never have to worry about shipping and fulfillment again. Whether you're running a business out of your garage or you have multiple warehouses, ShipStation is ideal for every phase of your business's growth. Save time with one login for all your stores and by automating repetitive tasks. Plus, you'll save money with the best shipping rates from global carriers. ShipStation's industry-leading features help you deliver a better customer experience. They'll get accurate and faster shipments along with automated tracking updates with your branding. And with up to 88% off UPS and USPS rates and up to 90% off FedEx rates, ShipStation is the fastest and most affordable way to ship. Calm the chaos. Switch to ShipStation today. Start a free trial at shipstation.com/audio. That's shipstation.com/audio.
This message comes from Greenlight. Ready to start talking to your kids about financial literacy? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app that teaches kids and teens how to earn, save, spend wisely, and invest with your guardrails in place. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on your kids' spending with real-time notifications. Join millions of parents and kids building healthy financial habits together on Greenlight. Get started risk-free at greenlight.com/audio.
It's the Opperman Report. Join digital forensic investigator and PI Ed Opperman for an in-depth discussion of conspiracy theories, strategy of New World Order resistance, high-profile court cases in the news, and interviews with expert guests and authors on these topics and more. It's the Opperman Report. And now, here is investigator Ed Opperman.
Okay, welcome to the Opperman Report. This is a special report, a special rare Sunday morning, 9 a.m., February 4th, 2018, Super Bowl Sunday. I don't watch the Super Bowl, though. A special report on Carter Page and Paul Ryan, 18 U.S. Code 798, disclosure of classified information. Now, I think this is an important report, and I wanted to get it out to you because it just dawned on me the other day, and I posted it up on there on Facebook. And I think it's important to get this out to the public here. I think it's something important. By the way, before we get started, my wonderful report, tomorrow, Monday, around 5 p.m., I don't even know what's going on. This thing might be canceled. I don't even know what's going on. 3081 Maryland Parkway, Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm going to be making an appearance in some back room of a Denny's. Okay, as it is I don't know how many people it's going to hold, but anyway, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be speaking out on my exclusive reporting on Stormy Daniels and Donald Trump, my exclusive reporting on McMartin Preschool and the new information we came out about that, and also to the connections between Trump and Epstein, things along those nature. And there was some other things too that I have in my notes that I'll be getting out there as well. And you can find all those topics. I got 3 new shows. Exclusive stuff, guys, about Stormy Daniels and Donald Trump in the members section at OppermanReport.com. Also, while we're at it, I'm going to be getting into this later on after the report, but I'm offering a special pretty much today only, okay? And I hate to do this, but I got an overdraft we have to cover right away. So I have a couple of member sections for $50. You get 13 months for $50. You just got to PayPal me directly at OppermanReport@gmail.com. But we'll get to that after the report. Here's what I stumbled on the other day. I didn't even find this. Rachel Maddow found this on MSNBC. And I know a lot of people say, well, it's MSNBC, they're lying. But this is Carter Page's words out of his own mouth. So it was live reporting. And this is what he says on October 30th. And he's kind of rambling, he's a wacky guy, this Carter Page. And he goes, I think when the truth comes out, and he doesn't say it the way I'm saying it, but this is what he says. I think when the truth comes out, when Speaker Paul Ryan says the FISA warrant or the details about the dodgy dossier and what happened and all the documents surround that is going to be released, that's what I'm excited about. I think the truth will set a lot of people free. Now, this is what Carter Page says on October 30th. He was aware that Speaker Ryan was going to approve the release of top secret information, because that memo is stamped top secret. In February, later on, months later. He was aware this memo existed. He was aware this memo was going to be released, that Paul Ryan was going to prove it. He was aware that the information in the memo and the information in and surrounding the FISA application, he was aware of it, that it was going to, in his mind, the word I'm looking at is like exculpate him, it was going to set him free, with the word he used, okay? Exonerate. It was going to exonerate him. That's the word I'm looking for. Sorry, it's Sunday morning. I don't usually do shows this early. I only had one cup of coffee. So Carter Page, October 30th, was somehow aware of what was in a FISA application to get a search warrant to investigate him for Russian spying. Stop right there. The subject of the investigation was aware of top secret information about the investigation against him. Now, how did he find out? Well, whoa, what's going on here? We got a leak in the CIA, right? How do you find this out? Well, he says he mentions Speaker Paul Ryan. So now we have to. This is earth-shattering. I mean, no one's talking about this. There's a little reporting on his comment, and people saying, "Oh, look at this. He knew about this memo way back in October." Okay, he knew about the memo in October, but he knew about top secret information about an investigation into him. The subject in the investigation was tipped off. It's like when you watch The Sopranos. Like The Sopranos got a guy inside the FBI says, "Hey, you're being investigated. We got the documents here." That's what this is. It's no different. Now, when you look at this, where is this? How have other people been sentenced under the same charge? And you got here, there's a whole list of them here, and I looked it up. David Petraeus got 2 years probation, $100,000 fine, and that was a sweetheart deal. Okay, and he didn't leak information to the subject of the investigation. He didn't leak top secret. This is involved with an affair, nonsense, draft box communications with a reporter. Okay, he was bragging to a reporter. Thomas Drake got 1 year probation, 240 hours community service. Scroll down. John Kiriakou, who's been on my show. He's been a guest on the show. We've chatted off the air a bit. He got 30 months. Okay, and he pled guilty. And all he did was disclose the identity of one CIA operative. He didn't release top secret information about an investigation into Russian spying to the subject of the investigation. And then you got, of course, Chelsea Manning, and was sentenced to 35 years, but somehow she got out. Don't look at me on that one. Okay? Don't look at me. I don't know what's going on there. Okay? But sentenced to 35 years. But I let her out. Okay. Now, ultimately, we have a situation here where if this is investigated, if there's hearings on this, they're going to question the FBI. I'm sure there's someone at the FBI in the Mueller investigation that noticed this, because they're living this 24 hours a day. So they're going to question Page about this, and they're going to question Ryan about this. Now, what do? If they lie about it, well, there's this video on TV. Now they got a charge of lying to the FBI. Or they make a deal. We could be seeing a situation here. Okay, and I know you got to look back at my shows where I talk about how what I really think is going on here with Trump and Russia and all this involves the Rosneft deal. And that's, by the way, too, it's a fact. That's what Carter Page went to Russia for during the campaign. When Donald Trump, Mr. Trump, named Carter Page as his foreign policy advisor. Carter Page, oil and gas man, a PhD, whatever he mentioned is a degree in school, college. But he described him as an oil and gas man. And then Carter Page, his foreign policy advisor, then took a trip to Russia to meet about the Rosneft deal. Okay? That's a fact. And by the way, that's a fact confirmed, too, in the Steele reports. We could have a situation here, potentially, probably for the first time in history of the United States of America, where the president could be impeached. Pence was aware of stuff with Flynn, that he could be removed to or indicted or impeached as well. And now we have Paul Ryan, the Secretary of the Speaker of the House, who would be the third in succession, could come under an indictment, face as much as 30 months in prison. Who would be next in line? Okay? I think there's another one next in line, but who would be next in line is the Secretary of State, is I think the fourth next in line. And that would be Tillerson, ExxonMobil, who also comes fresh from a deal with, Rosneft. We would have the President of the United States, Tillerson, a Rosneft deal, and Russia, Putin, a Rosneft guy. And I think under those circumstances, we would be paying $10 a gallon for gas, don't you? I think I would if I got my butt into the office of the presidency there. So that's the potential downside of what we could see going on here. Now, who knows if that's going to happen? If it did, that's pretty much out there. But God forbid, that is the potential is there for that. Now, I'd like to back up here a bit. I don't normally do a Sunday morning show, but I did a show Friday night, pretty much off the cuff, called Memo Day, and where I described my analysis of the big FISA memo, and the memo that was going to, stop time, and dogs and cats were going to have sex together, we're going to overthrow the whole government and everything. Release the memo. And I gave my analysis on it. I said, well, what's this? There's no beef here. What's going on? People need to understand too. I'm a paralegal. I have a associate's degree in paralegal studies from CSI College on Staten Island. I call it CSI because it sounds like crime scene investigations, but it's really a college of college. We used to call it the College of Stoned Idiots, to tell you the truth. But CSI College of Staten Island. It's right, but CSI College sounds good. It sounds like it's a crime scene investigation school. Because I'm a forensic investigator, for real. But I'm a paralegal. I got an associate's degree in paralegal studies from CSI University. And what do you call it? So I've read motions. I've read all kinds of complaints and replies and all this stuff like that. So I've read this memo, which pretty much it lays out as an opposition to a search warrant. They're trying to get a search warrant thrown out, which in the old days used to be able to do. Now they don't even bother. No one files Fourth Amendment motions anymore. It's hopeless. But the GOP in this case thought they're going to, this Fourth Amendment type motion where they say that, they should, basically what they're saying is throw out the search warrant. Because that's really all there is. There's no way. Anyway, my analysis of this situation here with this memo was that the only thing in there that they could possibly say is that because Steele did lie to the FBI and he was leaking information to the press, that they could somehow taint the search warrant, and then the fruit of the poison tree, the results of the search warrant, the wiretap information, couldn't be used to prosecute Page. That was my opinion. Okay, I'm not a lawyer, and I only looked at this thing for I didn't have a whole full day to look at this because I'm doing other things. I'm getting the show prepared, and it just came out that afternoon. What was I doing that day? I forget. I think something with Vic. Vic got a broken foot. We're running around. So And so I went out on a limb, and I says, hey, I don't see anything here, and I see the only remedy here is to remove the search warrant, disqualify it. And what do you have the next day? Nadler, who's a senator. Yeah, okay. Representative Nadler, this guy's making $190,000 a year as a U.S. senator, comes up with his response. And he had plenty of time to work on it, had more time to work on it. And he comes up with the same analysis I did. And then this other guy, Paul Rosenweig, who's a former Whitewater prosecutor. You could find him. It's in a Politico magazine. He does a whole analysis on this too, and again, which corresponds with mine. So I think I'm in good company here, okay, in my analysis of this memo. So the memo was falling flat. I made a joke the other night that said that that Nunes was rushed to the hospital because the memo blew up in his face. And which it has, okay. We can get into the whole thing about all the people pled guilty so far, but I don't think it's really necessary. So I'm going to leave you with that. As far as I think this thing with Paul Ryan and 18 U.S. Code 798, disclosure of classified information, I think there's a lot of meat there, guys. Okay, and I think we're going to see something coming out of that. I can't imagine how it would not at this point, unless this whole freaking investigation is a dog and pony show from start to finish, which I have my own suspicions about that. That is possible. Because there's things I'm aware of, there's things I know about, and there's people who I know that should be getting questioned by the FBI and Mueller and these guys, and I don't think they are, and I know I'm not. So whatever's going on there, I don't know. This whole thing could be BS. If it's not, if I were Paul Ryan right now and I saw Carter Page saying that, and I saw this MSNBC report the other night, I'd be shaking in my boots because this guy's facing 30 months in prison because Paul Kiriakou didn't got it. In fact, I'm going to try and get Kiriakou on the show to give his analysis of what he thinks about all this. So remember, tomorrow, 3081 Maryland Parkway, you can come see me in person. I'll have a couple of books. I think I got like 4 or 5 books left I could sell. You can come down and see me in person. I'm taping this week. We're doing a show about satanic ritual abuse survivor. We're doing a show about the moon landing hoax. We're doing a show about homosexuality in the Catholic Church. So I got some great content coming up. We've updated the members section with there's 2 shows up there, exclusive content, where I talk about my exclusive reporting, my exclusive information about the Stormy Daniels Donald Trump situation, where I know firsthand. I've been talking about this since July 2016, when nobody else was. Okay, I heard this spontaneous utterance. I've heard about this case, and I had this information all this time. I know everybody involved. We also did a report there about these smiley face killers. It's getting a lot of attention from the folks out there. Seem to like it. That's available. So I'm doing this. I thought it was important to get this special report out here. But another reason I'm doing this is because I was going to make an announcement here too. But I think I just gave you some value. We do have a situation where the Spreaker bill just came in. And it's $78 a month. It's supposed to be like $110, but I got a discount because I got a special deal with them. And it's $78 a month. And then also too, the Skype bills came in. It's like $13. So I wasn't expecting either one of these bills, and they came in. So now I got an overdraft. So if I don't cover this right away. So on an emergency basis here, I'm going to offer a couple of memberships to the Opperman Report member section for $50. $50. My God, you get 13 months. So you got to email me directly, though, at oppermanreport@gmail.com. If you want to make a donation to help cover these bills, that would be greatly appreciated here on Super Bowl Sunday. We did a show last night with Bill Burns. You see him on the History Channel all the time. In fact, the UFO topic and ancient alien stuff like that, he's involved in all that stuff. And it's pretty much taken over the History Channel. It's no longer the History Channel. It's a UFO ancient alien channel, Anyway, so I had him on the show. We played that show Saturday night. And it's about Dr. Feelgood. This guy from Russia, who's a doctor, came here to the United States and started manufacturing methamphetamine. But there was a lot of other little ingredients in his formula there. It had a little bit of a steroid in there and some animal products, too. Some, bizarre concoction that he created. And he shot up everybody with Kennedy, Elvis, Mickey Mantle, all these guys. He shot up all these guys. So that's a brand new show. It was up last night. Got a lot of attention. People really like it. If you haven't checked it out, I'm really proud of that show. It's a really good, interesting show. So check that out. You can find that in the archives or on YouTube, on Spreaker, on iHeart, on iTunes, on Podbean, on all Stitcher, all those kind of places. So check out that show. I really enjoyed it. It's a good quality show. Every now and then I think I earn my money with the audience, and I think that's one of the shows that I'm proud of. He had made a mention of Mickey Mantle getting a couple of these shots, and he got a really bad infection from it, but that there was also some steroid in these shots, and that Mickey Mantle got some steroids, and he really enjoyed the steroid portion of the shot. I'm going to be doing a whole little segment, about a half hour, on Mickey Mantle and Yankee Stadium, because I grew up in the Bronx, and my dad used to take me down to Yankee Stadium all the time, and we actually, I met Whitey Ford and Roy White and stuff like that. I even used to call up Yankee Stadium. I got a hold of the phone number of the locker room at Yankee Stadium, and I used to call up down there and ask to speak to Billy Martin and Thurman Munson. Those are my favorite guys down there, when Billy Martin was like the manager. Anyway, so I'm going to tell all those stories and how me and my dad used to go when they were rebuilding. We were at the last game at Yankee Stadium before they tore down the old stadium, and we took a piece of a seat with us and some grass and some things. We took some souvenirs with us. So we'll be talking about all that. Now, me and my dad used to go back when they were rebuilding the place and doing construction on it. We used to go back and sneak in, and they had memorabilia for sale. My God, like pictures like Babe Ruth, like in a suit and tie, signing his contract. You could buy it for like $8. Okay, can you imagine those things? If we could have walked in there and bought that stuff up, we could have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars. But anyway, I'm going to do a little report on that, about Yankee Stadium, my childhood growing up in the Bronx Yankee Stadium, and all the stuff, the funny stories. And that'll be going up in the member section. I might even record that today. So if you gather your bucks together, your little $50 there, you could become a member today. You could bail me out of this overdraft situation, save me some money, keep the show going, and this great reporting, man. Look, my analysis of that memo was spot on. It was dead spot on. You listen to Nadler, you listen to this Whitewater investigator. They're both said the same thing I said. Okay. So I think I'm doing a good job for you. And then it's this Carter Page and Paul Ryan thing. No one spotted that. I'm a criminal defense investigator. So when I see something that's my client is in potential danger, I notice it. And if Paul Ryan or Carter Page were my client right now, I got to tell you, you can't tell a client to leave the country. You can't tell them, hey, man, I think you should get the hell out of here. But you can't kind of hint about it, And I got to tell you, man, I would not feel comfortable either. These guys are going to be doing time. I think Paul Ryan could go down for this. Either, again, perjury, lying about it, or if it comes out that he released top secret information to the subject of an espionage investigation. We are in uncharted waters here, my friends. And like I said, potentially we have a situation where the president can go down, Pence could go down, and now Speaker Ryan could go down, and we would have Tillerson sitting in the White House with the Exxon pump right next there in the Oval Office, man. My God. These are terrifying times. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the special report. Don't forget, OppermanReport.com, the member section. You go to, you can email me a donation, OppermanReport@gmail.com. We'll get that right away and cover these last-minute expenses we had this morning here. I wake up in a good mood, Super Bowl Sunday, and I find out that we're in the red here at the Opperman Report land. So thank you so much, guys. Good night.